Rising. This reading is for the full moon, this partial lunar eclipse. And my name is Misty. Quick little spill. This is a general reading, and we will be looking over the house, and then we'll pull a couple cards on where this moon will be taking place for you. So I'm really excited as I tune into you guys. I feel something really beautiful coming in. It feels so good. And yeah, I just want to say that up front. It just feels like, yes, there is some need of boundaries, some need to see something clear, the need to look deep within you to lead you to this place. I mean, yes, yeah, it feels so good. So Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising for July 2019. Just, give or take a week on either side of this full moon, partial lunar eclipse, and how will our Aries nation be experiencing this for themselves. All right, so we're gonna pull some of a little bit of oracle deck, and then we are going to also pull some tarot cards as well. So, okay. So I'm so excited for you guys. The first thing that we have is just really you guys looking and pinpointing your focus and what are you looking at? What are you looking at? And here's this boundary. Here's this set in boundary of choosing what you're looking at. And right now, because this is taking place in your 10th house, I didn't get to this, normally I like to talk to about it before, but it's taking place in your 10th house. So this is your career, your structure, your goals, your life's purpose. So there's opportunities that you possibly have missed out on, or that you feel that you've missed out on, and that comes from the lack of setting boundaries. It's almost like you have been playing hard and not knowing what your boundaries are. I do feel an ending here and a new beginning. So the ending, though, feels like the need to bring in the side and bring in some boundaries. The ending definitely feels that way. And I feel like there's almost been a block in front of you that you couldn't move forward unless you were very small and you could see it. It's that pinpointed focus. And so some of you haven't been able to move forward in that way. So I do see, so I do see that you've had to hold up and wait for a little while on your life purpose and on your work. If you're working, there's been this needing to wait. And you've really been playing, and you've really been playing pretty hard. I mean, it's just like, here's this girl that is just dancing, and she is having so much fun. And so here you are dancing to become, your authentic and your true self, but you're also finding out what you are not. You're finding out what is not your authentic and what is not your true self. And there's some consequences from the lack of boundaries that you've had. There's some consequences that are coming in that you've had where you're finding this imbalance, maybe from being overindulgent, and you're uncovering the light of your soul that is within you. You're uncovering the truth of who you are. I feel it so strong. I'm just covered in chills about it. It's really beautiful. So there's this release of this excessive thinking, almost, if you find anywhere that you have some obsessive thinking that's taking up a lot of your vital life force, a lot of your extra energy, this is a really good time to bring light to that, where it can let it go, especially if it's blocking your goals and blocking your actions and keeping you from move forward. So I would be looking for what needs to be released, what needs to be let go of, what is outside of your focal point, what is extraneous, what is extra, what do you not need to happen here anymore. So there's something that isn't actually bringing you fulfillment. Even though you're dancing, there's this kind of like, it's not bringing you that deep inner fulfillment that you really want. It just isn't there. And so you need to trust that. You need to trust the change that is taking place within you. Trust that. Okay, one thing that this card really talks about is how a river A river actually needs boundaries to flow. And so for you to flow, you need those boundaries. So it's getting down to being simpler. It's taking off all of the extra bling, all of the extra stuff. It's burning away the extra so that you can get down to the essence of who you are and who you are deep inside. And there's this really mindful way to approach what's coming up. And I giggled when I saw this card come out. It's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. Are you doing your daily practice, Aries? What is your daily practice? I'm curious. Like, let me know. I'm really curious. What is your daily practice? Do you have one? Do you want one? I mean, do you want one? And what action can you do that really births that inner light and births that inner beauty? Because this is the change that is taking place. This is, where this is really coming in. You are beautiful in your own right, and just because something isn't aligned or within your river, if it's outside of your boundaries of where you want to go, it doesn't make them any less beautiful. So see the beauty of their path and see the beauty of your path. It isn't one versus the other. It is both are beautiful. And there's lessons in this. See the beauty in the lessons and recognize the uniqueness of every person's journey that is coming in front of you. Their journey is not yours though. And that's okay. And I think accepting that people's journey is not yours is really the big thing that's really coming in right now. I love this next one too. So how can we operate with more strength, more integrity? How can we, the dragonfly to me always symbolizes moving between realms. So how can we move into somebody else's realm, but also maintain the integrity of what our boundaries are to be into our flow? I'm also in business, and I run a Yopan tea business. Yopan's a really interesting tea, but I was reading on Apple's why and like how they started their company, and they were saying, we had to learn what to say no to, and this is a really weird thing to talk about, but we had to learn what to say no to. We had to say no to tons of other things so that we could say yes to what is important. So, what is extra? What is excess? What can you let go of? And where is the beauty that you can find in the boundaries? And here's this really beautiful Tree of Life card with all of this strength, with roots going down deep into the subconscious and branches going out way into the heavens to be able to see. And so here's this rootedness, this groundedness that I feel, this boundaries that are coming in to help you create what you need to create. And so what is deeply rooted cannot be shaken. If it's lightly rooted, it's just going to topple over. So what is deeply rooted? What is deeply rooted in you? And how can you bring more health and more balance that is bringing, maybe you're restructuring around your work and your career, and this is the restructuring that's taking place for you. But you're going to look at the way that, your motives and your inspirations and your thoughts lead to the actions and the feelings of the way that you go. And it's going to be the embodiment of more balance. Balance is a big word. Balance and beauty for you guys this time. Balance and beauty. So you are moving closer to your destiny. You are moving closer to your destiny. You are finding your true self, and you are finding what you can offer, and you're moving into a much healthier version of you, a much more balanced version. And, for some of you, there could be a relationship coming. I mean, I see that. Look at this. Look at the intertwining. But you have to be rooted to intertwine. You have to find your boundaries, your groundedness, to find that intertwining, to find that jointness. And for some of you, this is maybe a project or something like that. But yeah. So we're going to pull a few tarot cards to just kind of go deeper into our themes here and to look at things a little bit deeper. We're going to use this deck. Kind of a fun deck. This is the after tarot. It's like the moment after. So it's the rider rate with just, if it was one more second, what would happen? So it's a lot of fun. Okay. So this is for my Aries, July 16th. Oh, such an Aries card. Or actually, no, because this is more of a earth. Well, there's the goat. I don't know why I always think of this with the Aries, even though it does have that. I don't know if you can see. It is not wanting to go in. Well, I guess this is just the opportunities that I see moving towards you at a pretty quick pace, you know, and you being able to offer your gifts to the world. There's definitely this growth, this rise, this ascension of lifting up who you are and in your work. And sometimes that can look like endings. And don't be scared of the consequences of setting boundaries. There's this somebody, I'm really tuning into somebody that is really authentically scared of the consequences of setting their boundaries. They're scared of losing people. They're scared of, but really you're going to inspire them. You're going to be a leader. You're going to be showing them the way. Pointing to the way, maybe not showing them the way, but pointing to the way. All right, Aries. Whew. Wow, okay. So the very first one that we get is the Moon card. And so this is really our Pisces, our Cancer signs coming in here and going deep into, and it's, for me, it's really a Cancer card, but there's a lot of other traditions around it. But we're really going deep into our emotions and deep into our feelings here. And it's so funny, we talked about defining the boundaries of a river, and here's the boundaries of the river that set us aside. And I really feel like this is you going to look at it in fear of what the people around you are going to say. You've been on this long journey, but you're really balancing your emotions versus action, your masculine and your feminine. And you're looking at how can you really get, you know, what's going on in your subconscious, what is rising out of the depths of you to show you where you're not keeping your boundaries, where you've stepped away from your boundaries. And so with a sense of wisdom and with a sense of purity, you're returning back to it. And here we are bringing balance in, where we've been giving away of ourselves to the point to where we're no longer the king or the queen that we once were, but we're in this ragged state going, I will take what you can give me, or something like that. But here we are in balance, and here we are finding the right way to really give and really receive, you know, and really be that which we are, and only give from the spaces that we want to give, and taking the time, you know, here's this Libra, this very psychological sort of thing where you take that time to really balance that out and look for who you are, because there's these desires. This is a funny devil card. They're no longer just chained. They're just like, they're fully, you know, in it. But I really see this as, you know, there's these desires and all of these things around you that want to pull your attention away from your passion and from who you really are. And you have the choice to be fully engaged with your partner, be fully engaged with your project, be fully engaged with your passion, with your work, with choosing you, with being responsible. I mean, I'm just really drawn to how they're just looking at each other and they're ignoring all the stuff on the side. They're ignoring it completely. And I really see that as really good. And this is really beautiful because here we have the tree of life with these two that are intertwining, and here's two, and then here's somebody else that's coming to look at the world. So I do feel like a relationship for some of you could be coming in. I do feel like there's somebody there that could be looking at the world with you, or you could have some help with that. Yeah. And you know, I hear the Temperance card just pops right out, and this one's all about balance. This one's all about having one foot in the water and one foot on the earth. And this one's all about healing and, you know, letting go of what is excessive and allowing that. So just two cards to clarify here. Yeah, there's all this adaptability, all of these things where, you know, it's like there's so many shiny things around you that you could get ensnared in. There's so many things to look at, so many fantasies, so many illusions that you can look at that sometimes the pathway becomes unclear. And here's this adaptability where you're going in and possibly entertaining others. And so really, you know, some of you are really off of the beaten path in a career, and this is actually really good for you. Get off the beaten path. This is coming in really strong. Get off the beaten path. You can step away from what you think is known and secure, and you can choose your passion. You can step away, and that is so strong. So strong. All right, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I hope that you really enjoyed it. Please smash that thumbs up button, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below. Let me know, and I'll see you guys at the new moon in Leo. That will be taking place at the end at 11 Eastern. All right, guys. Bye.